The U.S. stumbled in the World Cup qualifying campaign with a difficult home defeat to Costa Rica. Taylor Twellman and Ian Darke join Herc Gomez and Casey Keller to dissect USAMNT's disappointing display against Costa Rica. USAMNT head coach Bruce Arena reflects on his side's uninspired World Cup qualifier defeat to Costa Rica. Hercules Gomez and Casey Keller reflect on the U.S.'s psyche after the crushing defeat ahead of a crucial Honduras clash. Harrison N.J., the U.S. men's national team fell 20 to Costa Rica on Friday night, once again imperiling its chances of qualifying for the 2018 World Cup. Tico's forward Marco Arena scored goals either side of halftime, and Costa Rica's defense held firm throughout the match. Here are 3 thoughts from a humbling defeat for the U.S. 1. U.S. left frustrated against resilient Ticos. This match was always going to have a different feel than the Gold Cup encounter the two teams contested last month. Ticos manager Oscar Ramirez had much more of his third-choice lineup at his disposal, with goalkeeper Keylor Navas, midfielder Celso Borges and midfielder Christian Bolaños among the returnees. Borges and Navas went on to play huge roles in the match. Borges pounced on every second ball, and rather than just sit in, he effectively linked up with Brian Ruiz in advanced positions. With Borges also teaming up well with David Guzman, Costa Rica effectively bottled up the middle. There was frustration as well on those occasions when the U.S. managed to get into the attacking third. Tico's defender Kendall Waston appeared to haul down Jose Altidore in the 25th minute, just when he appeared set to latch onto a centering feed, but referee Jean Pitti waved play on. Christian Pulisic also cut a frustrated figure. The Ticos double-teamed the Borussia Dortmund man whenever possible and showed no hesitation in fouling him when he got loose in transition. His early forays in the first half saw him unable to keep his attempts on target, including one tight-angled effort in the 16th minute. The pattern throughout most of the game saw the U.S. having most of the possession, but Costa Rica was always looking dangerous on the break. It was a quick transition move that saw the Ticos break on top. Game cost lineups and stats. An aerial challenge was won by Costa Rica right to the feet of Ruiz, whose incisive through ball found Arena on the run between a massive gap in the center of defense. It initially looked like his momentum carried him too far wide of goal, but with Tim Howard overcommitting to the near post, Arena managed to tuck his shot inside the far post to Howard's right. Arena brought on Clint Dempsey for Jorge Villafana in a bid to spark the U.S. attack, but when the U.S. needed that slight bit of luck to climb back into the match, there was none to be found. That was especially evident in the 67th minute when Pulisic's deflected shot was denied by an otherworldly save from Navas, who used both his right hand and his right foot to keep the ball out. Altidore nearly provided the U.S. the equalizer it was seeking in the 80th minute, but Navas came up big once again, stuffing the forward's attempt from close range. Costa Rica then scored on its very next attack, with Arena once again the hero, slotting past Howard. All told, it was a brutal night in New Jersey, too. New combos backfire for Arena, U.S. The 4 previous World Cup qualifiers had seen Arena achieve near perfection with his decisions. That run is well over following this result. Arena was always facing a dilemma when it came to his central midfield partnership. How best does he find midfield balance? Should he go with a more defensive-minded Kellyn Acosta, who has been struggling for club and country of late, opt for the pure attacking choice in Pulisic, or go for the in-between option with Nagbe? Arena settled for Nagbe, and it didn't have the desired result. Although the Portland Timbers man linked up well with teammates, he didn't help Michael Bradley much in the way of ball-winning or tackling. As a consequence, Borges and Guzman effectively bottled up the U.S. attack and were effective going forward, leaving Bradley with plenty of work to do. The U.S. got its balance wrong in a crucial 20 defeat to Costa Rica in World Cup qualifying on Friday night. It can be argued that Arena's choice of centre-backs backfired even more, as the U.S. manager opted for Tim Ream instead of Matt Besler to partner Jeff Cameron. The two looked precariously out of sync, especially in the run-up to Arena's first goal, as Cameron was way too far from Ream, allowing Ruiz to pick out Arena's run with ease. To be clear, how didn't cover himself in glory on the play, and he shouldn't have been beaten from that angle. It was merely the last domino to fall on a play that put the U.S. in a hole from which it couldn't recover. How much is his spot in the lineup under threat? Cameron was culpable on the second US goal as well, as it was his giveaway that sparked the Ticos' attack in the build-up to Urena's second. Suffice it to say, Urena has some rethinking to do in terms of his lineup choices in the upcoming match against Honduras. 3. Pressure back on as US heads to Honduras. Ever since Urena began his second stint in charge, the US team has done an effective job of taking care of business at home and earning draws on the road. That balance has now been upset, and the US finds itself needing victory instead of being content with a draw. The US has had its share of success in Honduras, winning World Cup qualifiers on 3 previous occasions, the most recent being 2009. But the US will no doubt be made to suffer in the afternoon heat, something it didn't cope with well at all in a 21 defeat 4 years ago. To be clear, the loss to the Ticos is by no means fatal. Panama, who appear to be the Americans' most direct competitor for the third and final automatic qualification spot, play later on Friday. The Americans' qualifying fate might come down to a home match against the Canaleros next month. That will be a pressure-packed match, but finding a way to get a result against Honduras would certainly simplify the US team's qualifying task. Jeff Carlisle covers MLS and the US national team for ESPN FC. Follow him on Twitter at Jeffrey Carlisle. Page 2 to the US stumbled in the World Cup qualifying campaign with a difficult home defeat to Costa Rica. Taylor Twellman and Ian Darke join Herc Gomez and Casey Keller to dissect USMNT's disappointing display against Costa Rica. USMNT head coach Bruce Arena reflects on his side's uninspired World Cup qualifier defeat to Costa Rica. Hercules Gomez and Casey Keller reflect on the US's psyche after the crushing defeat ahead of a crucial Honduras clash. Harrison N.J. The US men's national team fell 20 to Costa Rica on Friday night, once again imperiling its chances of qualifying for the 2018 World Cup. Ticos forward Marco Urena scored goals either side of halftime, and Costa Rica's defense held firm throughout the match. Here are 3 thoughts from a humbling defeat for the US. 1. US left frustrated against resilient Ticos. This match was always going to have a different feel than the Gold Cup encounter the two teams contested. England edged closer to World Cup qualification with victory over Malta in Group F. England edged closer to World Cup qualification with victory over Malta in Group F. Malta. 3 quick thoughts on Malta 04 England in World Cup qualifying Group F on Friday evening. 1. England limped towards World Cup, job done for Gareth Southgate's England, and a decent scoreline, but the performance until scoring 3 goals in the last 6 minutes might be of concern. Harry Kane scored his first goals of the season after another barren August to help England on the way to maintaining the 12-point advantage at the top of Group F. Ryan Bertrand scored his first senior. Arsenal were listless and uninspired for 90 minutes as the attacking prowess of Liverpool hammered the Gunners for 4. Arsenal were listless and uninspired for 90 minutes as the attacking prowess of Liverpool hammered the Gunners for 4. Craig Burley lambasts Arsenal's display against Liverpool in his player ratings. Mark Ogden recaps Arsenal's dreadful performance at Liverpool and provides an update on Philippe Coutinho's transfer saga. ESPN FC's Craig Burley recaps the Premier League table after Week 3, with Arsenal sitting way down in 16th. Aaron Ramsey gives a candid and dejected account of Arsenal's showing versus Liverpool, and the need for vast improvement. Liverpool, England. At least the Arsenal supporters who had made the journey to Liverpool retained the sense of humour as Arsène Wenger's team were being trounced at Anfield. Trailing 40, with the Gunners players trudging around the pitch, shoulders drooped and heads bowed, the 3,000 travelling fans broke into a chorus of "We're gonna win the league." The problem with Arsenal, though, is that there are some people within the club, maybe including Wenger, who probably believe that to be the Arsenal were listless and uninspired for 90 minutes as the attacking prowess of Liverpool hammered the Gunners for 4. Craig Burley lambasts Arsenal's display against Liverpool in his player ratings. Mark Ogden recaps Arsenal's dreadful performance at Liverpool and provides an update on Philippe Coutinho's transfer saga. Aaron Ramsey gives a candid and dejected account of Arsenal's showing versus Liverpool, and the need for vast improvement. Liverpool, England. 3 quick thoughts from Anfield as Liverpool beat Arsenal 40 in the Premier League on Sunday. 1. Liverpool blow away Arsenal for the second time this week. Liverpool's attacking unit made extremely light work of a vulnerable opponent. Liverpool quite simply proved they are everything Arsenal are not. This was an inspired, attacking and resilient performance from Jurgen Klopp's side, similar to the manhandling of Hoffenheim on Wednesday. The way they attack. Chelsea had Everton absolutely locked down at Stamford Bridge as Alvaro Morata set up one and scored the other. Chelsea had Everton absolutely locked down at Stamford Bridge as Alvaro Morata set up one and scored the other. FC's Chelsea correspondent Liam Twomey reacts to Chelsea finally playing to the level they produced for much of last season. Antonio Conte delights in Chelsea's performance against Everton, but looks to the second half for a critique. Everton's loss at Chelsea is not bothering Ronald Koeman, who is pleased with his club's results during a busy week. London 3 thoughts on Chelsea's 20-win versus Everton in the Premier League. 1. Chelsea looked like champions again after last weekend's stunning win over Tottenham. Antonio Conte praised the desire of his players to show themselves to be the champions at Wembley. It was this mentality, evident in all of the Italian manager's best sides, that was so sorely lacking during a spectacular first-half collapse against Burnley on the opening day of the season. Chelsea's early floundering allowed Man United made it a perfect 3-4-3 to start the Premier League season as they cruised past Leicester City. Shaka Hislop says Man United's early season form is the best they've looked since being managed by Sir Alex Ferguson. Shaka Hislop says Man United's early season form is the best they've looked since being managed by Sir Alex Ferguson. Man United made it a perfect 3-4-3 to start the Premier League season as they cruised past Leicester City. Manchester, England. As Manchester United's players loaded the penalty area for the corner kick that would break Leicester's resistance, Jose Mourinho wandered over to Craig Shakespeare and patted him on the back. Perhaps it was the continuation of a private joke with his opposite number, perhaps it was to signal his admiration at the constant touchline cajoling that had, by and large, done the trick during 70 minutes of mounting frustration for the home team. Or perhaps, somehow, Mourinho